Between India and Sri Lanka, beneath the shallow waters of the Palk Strait, lies a mysterious chain of limestone shoals stretching over 48 kilometers. Today, it's called Adam's Bridge by the Western world, but for millions of Hindus, it is Ram Setu, a sacred relic from an ancient time. According to Hindu tradition, this isn't just a random natural formation. It is the very bridge that Lord Rama's army built to reach Lanka, as described in the Ramayana, a scripture over 2,500 years old. For centuries, people have looked upon it as proof that mythology and history are one and the same. But modern science challenges this belief, offering geological explanations that suggest the bridge is simply a natural formation shaped over thousands of years. So which is true? To truly uncover the mystery, we need to go back, not just a few centuries, but thousands of years, to an age where gods, demons, and celestial beings shaped the destiny of humankind. It is in this world that we find Prince Rama, the seventh incarnation of Vishnu, who was sent into exile for 14 years due to palace conspiracies. While wandering through the forests with his wife Sita and brother Lakshmana, tragedy struck. Ravana, the 10-headed demon king of Lanka, abducted Sita, taking her deep into his island fortress, far beyond the ocean. Devastated but determined, Rama gathered an army to bring Sita back. But reaching Lanka wasn't easy. The vast ocean stood in the way. That's when something extraordinary happened. The Ramayana describes an army unlike anything seen before, the Vanara Sena, a legion of monkey warriors led by Hanuman, Sugriva, Angada, and the divine architect Nala. The warriors needed a way to cross the mighty ocean, and so Rama turned to Samudra Deva, the ocean god, seeking his blessing to part the waters. But the ocean god refused, instead offering a different solution. A bridge could be built, but it had to be done by mortal hands. And so began one of the greatest engineering feats described in ancient scripture. Under Nala's guidance, the Vanaras gathered massive boulders and stones, carving Rama's name onto them. And then something astonishing happened. The stones floated on water instead of sinking. The army worked tirelessly, constructing a bridge wide enough to support thousands of warriors, stretching all the way from Rameswaram, India, to Mannar, Sri Lanka. Texts describe that the bridge was built in just 5 days, with thousands of Vanaras placing floating stones in a perfectly aligned path, forming a solid structure. The Ramayana even states that the bridge was so well constructed that Ravana himself was stunned at the engineering brilliance of Rama's forces. But how could this be possible? Did these ancient builders possess knowledge of materials and construction techniques far beyond our understanding? In the modern era, NASA's satellite images sparked worldwide curiosity when they revealed a continuous bridge-like formation exactly where the Ramayana describes it. The structure was visibly distinct from the surrounding seabed, raising questions. Could this really be a man-made construction? Scientists, however, argue that the formation is a natural geological phenomenon. According to geological studies, the shoals are made of corals, sandbanks, and limestone deposits that have accumulated due to changing sea levels and ocean currents over thousands of years. One of the strongest arguments for the natural formation theory is that parts of the bridge appear to be glued together by biological material, such as corals and marine fossils. Carbon dating suggests that some portions of the bridge could be as old as 7,000 years, but others seem to have formed as recently as 1,500 years ago, long after the Ramayana was written. So if the bridge was naturally formed, why does it look so structured? That's where the controversy deepens. Some geologists point out that the linear alignment of the shoals is highly unusual. While nature can create random sandbanks, a near-straight bridge-like structure is not common in natural formations. And then there's another unsolved mystery, the floating stones. Even today, temples in Rameswaram house stones that defy gravity, floating when placed in water. These are believed to be the same type of stones used to build Ram Setu. Science offers an explanation. Some suggest these are pumice stones formed by volcanic eruptions, which contain air pockets that make them buoyant. But here's the problem. There are no active volcanoes in the region. If these floating stones came from a volcanic source, where did they originate? Could ancient engineers have discovered a technique to alter the density of stone, making it float? Some historians believe that ancient civilizations knew far more about material science than we give them credit for. After all, modern science is still struggling to understand how the pyramids of Egypt were built or how the Ajanta caves in India were carved with such precision. Beyond faith and science, Ram Setu has also become a modern political and environmental issue. The Sethusamudram project, a proposal to dredge a channel through the Palk Strait, aimed to create a shortcut for shipping routes, saving thousands of kilometers in travel distance. Supporters argued that this would boost trade, improve logistics, and create jobs. But opposition was fierce. Hindu organizations, historians, and environmentalists launched protests, demanding that the bridge remain untouched. The controversy even reached India's Supreme Court, where petitions were filed to recognize Ram Setu as a national monument. The debate is still ongoing, with the government balancing economic progress, religious sentiments, and ecological preservation. Across the world, legends once dismissed as myths have turned out to be historical truths. The city of Troy, once thought to exist only in Greek mythology, was uncovered in the 19th century. Dwaraka, the legendary sunken city of Lord Krishna, revealed ruins beneath the Arabian Sea that matched ancient descriptions. Could Ram Setu be another example where history and mythology converge? Modern science does not yet have all the answers. While geologists argue for a natural origin, the peculiar alignment, floating stones, and ancient texts suggest something more than just coincidence. Perhaps one day, advances in underwater archaeology and dating techniques will provide definitive proof. Until then, Ram Setu stands as a bridge between two worlds, one of faith, where gods and heroes shaped history, and one of science, where every mystery demands an explanation. But whether built by an ancient army or formed by nature, one thing is certain. Ram Setu remains one of the greatest enigmas in history, inspiring wonder, devotion, and endless curiosity.